If you have really sensitive skin, you might shy away from certain anti-aging ingredients like retinoids. But there is a way to have these in your routine and still keep your skin happy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm Dr. Sam Ellis. I'm a board-certified dermatologist in Northern California, and I'm here to help you understand your skin and find products that work for you. So if that sounds good, definitely give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This video also includes a partnership with Haru Haru. Big fan of the brand overall, but especially if you have sensitive skin, and I'm going to show how I use a couple of their skincare products in this anti-aging routine. Let's jump right into it. A little bit of a hot mess right now. Had a very long day in clinic today. I feel like the combination of it getting darker earlier and then the clinic days actually being longer this time of year when the holidays are upon us just wears your girl out. Everyone who gets cosmetics wants to come in right before the holidays, which makes sense. They want to be looking fresh as a daisy. And then all of the people who need to get their last minute medical appointments in because they've met their insurance deductible or they realize they didn't do their check for the year or whatever are also trying to get in. So it's just a really busy time, but I kind of live for it. So of course, the first thing I'm going to do is wash my face. I don't have too much on it. Typically to clinic, I wear sunscreen. This one today is tinted sunscreen, mascara, and then a little bit of brow gel, and that's pretty much it. But I find that if I'm wearing any type of sunscreen, and particularly if it's a water-resistant sunscreen like what I have on my face right now, I absolutely need a double cleanse. How you cleanse your face is so important to your whole routine, especially if you have sensitive skin. It's not just what you're cleansing with, but how you're actually washing your face and preparing it for the rest of your routine. I have to laugh at myself a little bit after putting this headband on. It used to not be anything I thought twice about. This is how I do my skincare routine. I don't look particularly cute. I cannot do my skincare with my hair down, but I was at a party and one of my girlfriends was like, you know what I love about you? I love that when you do your YouTube videos, you just throw your hair back and put on that weird headband and you don't care that thousands of people are watching you look ridiculous. And I'm like, cool, love that for me. But if you are someone who does your skincare routine with your hair back like this, looking like a little turtle, then let us unite together. The first step of my double cleanse is going to be with the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Moisture Deep Cleansing Oil. And ooh, she's a goodie. So many delicious oils in here, macadamia, jojoba, sunflower, rice bran. I mean, amazing on the skin, not just to remove makeup and sunscreen, but also to nourish the skin at the same time. I think if you have a cleanser that actually can give something back to your skin and not just take things away, that is a huge win. And this definitely does that. Before I wash my face, I should also say that if you're interested in trying something from Haru Haru or you already use the brand and you want to stock up, they're having an absolutely killer sale for Black Friday that goes through Cyber Monday on Amazon. So I will put all the details in the description box so that you can get the best deal. So for this cleansing oil, I'm going to grab about 1, 2. If I'm wearing eye makeup, I usually like a third pump just for the mascara. And then I'm just going to rub that between my hands. So you can see how soft and liquidy that is. And then we're going to just start breaking everything down. I'm wearing a thick mascara today, so this will be a true test of this. But I mean, look at that. So we'll just massage that in gently. I think when it comes to cleansers, and especially if you're doing eye makeup, go low and slow. Sometimes I see people and they're just scrubbing their eyelids and I'm like, oh gosh, your eyelids getting your eyelashes. Oh my gosh, leave it alone. So go nice and gentle here. Taking an extra 15 seconds or whatever is going to benefit the skin around your eyes in the long run. And if you're watching this because you're interested in anti-aging, one of the best things you can do is not overwork your eye skin. Be nice to the skin around your eyes. It's the thinnest on your entire body. It shows signs of aging first. So anything you can do to sort of baby that skin, the better. Wow. So once that's all rubbed in and I feel like everything's broken up, I'm going to get a little bit of water on my hands. I'm just going to add that to the oil to emulsify it. I feel like this is also what my girlfriend was talking about at the party, being like, yeah, you just don't care what you look like on YouTube. Okay, I kind of care, but I also need to wash my face. I'm going to rinse this off. So for my second cleanse, I'm actually going in with my cleanser from my skincare brand, Prequel. This is the Glenser, which stands for glycerin-based cleanser. So this is 50% glycerin. You only need half a pump. And glycerin is excellent at drawing water to the skin surface and also preventing the other cleansing molecules from overly stripping the skin. And it gives the cleanser this super cool texture. So I'm just gonna get my hands wet. work it up into the little nice foam that it makes and start massaging that into my skin. I literally designed this cleanser with my sensitive skin patients in mind, also actually with my patients who have mature skin or have eczema in mind, because I wanted it to be for people who maybe cleanse their face twice a day because they work out, or they have to put a lot of creams or ointments on their skin because they have something like eczema, and I wanted something that like people could use and not feel like they were overdoing it. And I feel like this cleanser really does just that. I also think though that it was super important that this cleanser actually worked and like actually cleansed the skin. And to me, it's kind of strikes that perfect balance. So didn't have to work that too hard into the skin. I'm just gonna rinse that off and move on with the routine. All right, double cleanse complete. My skin feels amazing, like very clean, but not tight or dry, which if you have sensitive skin, you know this. Sometimes after you wash your face, you're like, oh, my face hurts and I need to get that moisturizer on right away. And I don't really feel that when I use that oil cleanser combined with the cleanser. And next I'm going in with the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner. I really love a toning step if you have sensitive skin, because working in layers of added hydration can really make the skin not just look better, look more plump and supple, but also feel a lot better. Also, a hydrating toner like this can kind of act as a gentle buffer between your skin and any skincare actives that might be irritating, like retinoids or acids. I'm just gonna grab a few drops of this. You can see it's nice and liquidy, layers very nicely under other products. It's super lightweight on the skin. Grab that and just press it in. The Haru Haru products I'm talking about today are also fragrance free. So I know with people who have sensitive skin, me included, sometimes fragrance can just set things off. And so going in with things that are fragrance free just helps eliminate that variable from the sensitive skin equation. And like already my skin just feels juicier. I don't know if that sounds gross to say, but whatever, my skin feels juicy. So I would consider that like my first layer of hydration, just kind of nourishing the skin, babying it a little bit, because when we go in with our anti-aging actives, we want our skin to be able to handle that. And some skin, you don't have to prep at all. You can just slap whatever you want on it and it does just fine, but like not for me and not for a lot of my patients. And since this is an anti-aging skincare routine, I did want to include an eye cream in here. To me, eye cream is definitely optional, but I feel like it's a nice way, especially if it has certain active ingredients, to just up your skincare game a little bit. And spoiler alert, I am going to talk about incorporating a retinoid a little bit later in this routine, but a lot of people cannot put a retinoid all the way up close to their eye. It's either too irritating or it gives them symptoms of dry eye. So I wanted to give another anti-aging alternative. So I'm going in with the number 7 Future Renew Damage Reversal Eye Serum. I think this eye serum is really lovely. And you know what I'm realizing? This whole routine is also like affordable skincare. So this is like an affordable anti-aging skincare routine for sensitive skin. Ooh, whoa. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit here. It does not matter what finger you apply your eye cream with. And the reason I like this is that it's not super heavy. So for people who struggle with milia or those little white bumps under the eye, I think this is a nice option. I also like this because it uses peptides as the anti-aging ingredient. So number 7 has done some pretty heavy duty research into the particular peptides that I believe are proprietary to them that they include in this eye cream. I think they have like a face serum as well that goes with this, but I think that's a really good way to have some anti-aging ingredients in your eye skincare routine without it being a retinoid or like an irritating acid. Okay, now our retinoid step is right around the corner. And I think how you prep for this and how you treat your skin before and after you apply your retinoid is a huge part of having success with incorporating a step like this into your skincare routine. So just to give you a little idea of where we're going with this, I'm going to be doing something called the sandwich method. And maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't heard of it, but essentially what it involves is applying a moisturizer, then applying your topical retinoid, which we know are vitamin A derived molecules that help with anti-aging by boosting collagen production, reducing collagen breakdown so that your skin can have fewer fine lines and have a more even skin tone. And then we're going in with another layer of moisturizer. So moisturizer, retinoid, moisturizer to make a delicious little retinoid sandwich. The moisturizer I'm going in with is also from my skincare brand Prequel. It is massive. This is the Barrier Therapy Skin Protectant Cream. It is a moisturizer that was really designed for face and body. It has oatmeal in it to help soothe the skin. But the reason I love this so much and the reason I'm kind of bringing it into this routine is the number of DMs I've gotten on Instagram saying, this is the product that helped me tolerate my retinoid better. This is the product that allowed me to finally use tretinoin or retinaldehyde or whatever, has been like overwhelming. And so I'm going to show you how I use it. So this is the first layer of that retinoid sandwich. So I'm not going to take a ton. I'm going to take maybe a blueberry sized amount of this, and I'm going to put a thin layer over my entire face. If you're worried about milia around the eye, you can avoid the eye area. You already have your eye cream there. I'm not worried about that. And I like having something a little bit thicker around my eyes as well. So I'm gonna go all the way up and around my eyes. I also like to put it on my lips. So a moisturizer on your lips, aside from just like an ointment, can make your lips more soft, more supple, more juicy, all the things. And so that is the first step, is I'm just gonna put that on and I'm gonna let it sit for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, we're still preparing for our retinoid. So the next thing I'm going to do is what I would call like a pre-slug. I refer to it as buffering, but I'm basically taking an occlusive ointment, today Vaseline, which is like the most affordable. And if you have super, super sensitive skin and you're worried about being allergic to stuff, Vaseline, it's got one ingredient. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that, and I'm going to put that on my most sensitive areas. So I'm not gonna put it all over my face because I think Vaseline all over your face can feel a little nasty, but I'm gonna put it on my lips, especially around the corners of my mouth and around my nose, areas that tend to get irritated when I apply topical retinoid. So little lip here. We'll do it kind of sloppy because I kind of want it not just on my lips, but around the border of my lips as well. This is another area that I get real peely with a retinoid if I'm too aggressive, so we're gonna go there. You could apply this like near the eye, but since we already have eye cream there, that is already sort of serving as a buffer. Plus, we're not going to put our retinoid near the eye anyway. And then I actually like to put a teeny bit on my neck because I like to have retinoids that I bring down my neck, but neck skin tends to be very easily irritated. And so by having like a thin little buffer there, I think it really helps me tolerate it better. So this is another optional step. If you don't have crazy sensitive skin, you might not need to use something so occlusive. I like having this thicker product there when I go to apply my retinoid, because then I really ensure that the retinoid is really not going to irritate the skin that is underneath this. This is sort of like the pickles in the retinoid sandwich. Like some people love it, some people hate it, very polarizing. Now that our sensitive skin is properly prepared for our retinoid, it's time to put it on. And tonight I'm using the Naturium Retinaldehyde Cream Serum at 0.05%. And oh, this is such a good retinoid. So this is the product in this anti-aging routine that is doing the heavy lifting. Retinaldehyde, if you're not familiar, is one conversion step above retinol. So you might apply retinol in the skin, it gets converted to retinaldehyde, and then that gets converted into retinoic acid, which is actually the active form of the retinoid that exerts all the positive effects in your skin. So when you're starting with something that has already been converted from retinol to retinal, you get a more potent effect. It works a lot better, but also you tend to have less irritation. And I don't know what magic they put into this serum, but it is absolutely beautiful. Now, the key with applying topical retinoids is less is best. A pea-sized amount is more than adequate. So we're gonna take 1.5 pumps. That doesn't feel like a lot. And I'm just going to dot it all over my face. You might be like, yowza, that's bright. That's the color of retinaldehyde. It is yellow. So most retinaldehyde products will look a bit orange or yellow or sometimes green, depending on what other things are incorporated in. And then because this is a serum, it just glides so easily over the skin. And so we're just gonna cover all the areas. I'm gonna steer clear of the eye area. I'm gonna try to push it, get the headband out of the way, all the way up into the hairline. Don't miss that. Anything that's left over, I'm gonna drag down onto my neck. So I usually don't grab a separate pump for my neck. I just sort of like drag that little bit down, and oh, that is like so beautiful. If you're using a prescription retinoid, for example, like tretinoin, a lot of times I use tretinoin in my routine. I can't use tretinoin very often on my neck because it's too irritating. So that's the other place that like retinaldehyde serums come into my routine more regularly, is on my neck and chest. Now, if you're new to retinoids overall, I actually think you could start with this. Like, I don't think you have to work your way up with a less potent retinoid, but you're going to want to do all of these buffering steps. I also think it's really important that you don't just like go in with this every single night right out of the gate. I counsel my patients that I kind of want them using it twice a week. So maybe on a Monday and a Thursday for a couple of weeks. If they're able to do that, then they go to every third night, then they go to every other night, and then very slowly and eventually they might be able to use it every single night. And that is really the goal. If you want even more information on how to start using a retinoid and how to incorporate that into your routine as a beginner, I have an entire video dedicated to that. So I can put that in the description box too. While we were chit-chatting, that retinoid had an opportunity to dry down a bit. So my skin is not completely dry. It feels slightly tacky to the touch. And now we're going to go in and finish off that retinoid sandwich. So we did our moisturizer, we did our retinoid. So we're kind of sitting with an open face sandwich right now. We need to go in with that last layer of moisturizer to really ensure that the skin is as taken care of as possible. And for that second layer of moisturizer, you certainly do not have to get a different moisturizer than what you already used. So I'm going back in with the Prequel Barrier Therapy Cream and grab another slightly larger than blueberry. I don't know, small grape perhaps, and we're gonna really lock this all in. So this is different than slugging. Slugging is when you use something like Vaseline to completely occlude the skin. And that's not what we want to do. We don't want to occlude the retinoid, which can actually make it more potent and perhaps even more irritating. Instead, using a creamy moisturizer is going to still let the skin breathe. I hate when people say that, but it's not so occlusive that it's going to enhance the retinoid. It's going to enhance the skin barrier so that the retinoid is less irritating, and that's exactly what we want. It feels so nice. So we're just gonna take that down the neck, anything left over for the hands. And that is the routine. We prepped the skin really well with a gentle double cleanse. We used a hydrating toner to moisturize the skin and act as that first buffering layer for our retinoid. We used an anti-aging eye cream that was still gentle around the eyes. We went in with a moisturizer to act as the first layer of our retinoid sandwich. We used Vaseline to protect the most sensitive areas of our skin. We put on our retinoid, and then we finished off our moisturizer sandwich. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with a friend. If you have any products that you absolutely love for sensitive skin, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.